Hey, everybody, you ready for some football? The wait is over. The preseason is in the books. And yes, indeed. Great to have you here on If You Don't Like That. 3 o'clock show today. Getting ready for this season. Baltimore at Kansas City. And of course, the rest of the games, including a game in Brazil, which, again, I don't quite understand that, Philadelphia and Green Bay. But we've got wall-to-wall football this weekend. Do not forget, Tuesday, 3 o'clock, right here on If You Don't Like That, Sean Salisbury with our season debut. That's coming up for you on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Hit me up with your messages. Give me a call if you want. Be happy to have you on. Here is the QR code above your shoulder. So we are ready to roll. All right. We are ready to roll. I hope that you are as excited as I am for the start of the NFL season. Yes, Adam says finally. You are exactly right. Yep. Good job right here. Just a heads up to everyone in the Pick'em League. Make sure to submit your picks. Good job right there, Bain. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hope that everybody has done that. And you still have time. All right. You still have time to join. There's the link. All right. I'll leave it up there for a minute. And we would love to have you join the league. So you still have time. You got about a little more than 2 hours to be able to do that with the 2024 Yahoo Fantasy Pro Pick'em League that we do. All right. And the winner will win gift cards and you'll have a lot of fun. All right. So week 1 starting here in just a little bit. I love it. I'm so pumped. And Bain, thank you for that reminder. Appreciate that. Just super pumped up to be able to have football. All right. Terrible. Adam says terrible that teams get these overseas games counted as a home game. It's terrible. Hello, Patrick. Hope you were doing well. Say hello to Patrick from the Big Apple. You doing all right, buddy? Doing all right over there in good old Long Island? What do you want to talk about today? All right. And don't forget that we've got the Pick a Rant for Grant that you can very easily just get on the chat line and tell me what you want me to rant. I'm happy to do it. You pick out a and we will do it. Who do you like tonight? Who's winning this game? What do you think? Who is going to win? I'm picking Baltimore. I think the Ravens, you got to remember the Chiefs last year in this same situation, lost at home to the Detroit Lions. Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. This is a big, big game for Lamar again. Prime time, first game. And I'm gonna pick Baltimore in this game. I'm going to pick Baltimore in this game. Let's get the show rolling. And why don't we bring on Condor? Condor, good to have you on this Thursday. How are you, buddy?
Doing wonderful. I'm going to get this thing rolling, and I'm going to roll with the defending champs.
Okay. Close game?
Close game. It started the season, teams are figuring stuff out. I think, we're not going to get a lot of those big trick plays, and, they're going to save a lot of their stuff for the playoffs.
All right. So you got the Chiefs. I'm going with Baltimore Ravens. I think that they are a team that looks pretty solid to me on both sides of the line of scrimmage. I think Lamar Jackson, on what happened at the AFC Championship game against this team, he's got something to prove again in this game, and I think he will.
And yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of these neutral sites. I'm not a fan of them in college too much either. I'm just, the only neutral site game I'm actually for is the Red River Shootout, because that game is, it's 50-50.
Yeah, it's a Cotton Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty much, in between, both where the teams place. And that's the only one that's fair. When they have Atlanta as a neutral site game for Georgia Bulldogs, that's not a neutral anyway. You're counting it as a neutral, but that's 2 hours from Georgia and 5 hours away from whoever's playing them, or 6 hours.
Look at the USC LSU game the other night. I mean, for USC, that's it's. I mean,
Zachariah Branch went to Bishop Gorman. That was a home game for him.
Yeah.
That was, homecoming.
Yep.
Yeah.
So CD says, thank you very much for the Mark Jones rant. You're very welcome. It was an embarrassment. It's embarrassing. I don't know what else to say. All right, Condog, you don't have to tell me now. Have you looked at the schedule deep, either college or the NFL this weekend? Do you have an upset? Do you have a team that, right now is a big dog that you think has a chance to prevail this weekend, either college or the NFL?
So here's the thing to look out for. Nebraska beats Colorado this week. their schedule is easy enough to where they will be undefeated when they play Ohio State.
You think
And
so?
yes, they actually have a pretty easy schedule up until that point. Ohio State will be in the thick of playing Iowa, Oregon, Nebraska, and Penn State. They have
All
a
right.
tough stretch in there, and
Okay.
that's actually going to be a really big matchup if Nebraska walks into that undefeated.
Okay. All right. We'll put that down as a upset. I just had lunch with my friend, and he's so pumped up because he's going to Norman, Oklahoma in 2 weeks for the Tennessee-Oklahoma game. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I would love to be at that game. That's on the
Tennessee,
21st, I believe, of September.
I'm actually liking a lot what I've seen from Tennessee.
Me too.
Yeah, they looked fantastic. I'm just not going to butcher their quarterback's last name right now. I still haven't figured out the pronunciation on that, but Josh Heupel, he had a great offense a couple years ago. Hendon Hooker, they got a true freshman in right now. He's looking comfortable, and they may be a team to watch for. I had them as a team to watch out for in this conference. I had them around 9-10 wins, honestly, and yeah, so far so good. But
on the road at Norman, not easy to play. So we're going to learn a lot about. Let's hope that Tennessee and Oklahoma are both undefeated when we get to that game. But that should be a dandy. That should be a dandy.
That will be a dandy. And then there is one more game this week that I'm really looking forward to watching. It is that Tennessee NC State, since we're staying on the Tennessee. It's a neutral site, but again, it's in Carolina.
Good game. It's on the head.
It's in Charlotte. It's like down the street from the NC State. Yeah. I don't know why they don't just let it be at home.
Stupid. Yeah,
but that's going to be a good one. NC State, they upset Clemson last year.
Right.
They're a team to watch out for. Always, they are a dream buster. Again, Tennessee could be on the ride. That's going to be a great matchup to watch out for as well.
Yeah. I was just trying to get tickets with my son for the Alabama-Tennessee game in October.
Saturday in October.
Right now, they're through the roof, but I told them I go wait and see if either Alabama or Tennessee loses between now and then. The tickets may drop a little bit, but that is right now the cheapest ticket on StubHub is over $400.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. A lot of these games have been ridiculous. Oregon, Ohio State is an arm and a leg. Another game. Since speaking of Oregon, game to watch out for is Boise State, Oregon. Boise State is 3-0 versus Oregon in their career matchups.
That's right.
And honestly, Boise State's new running back looks fantastic.
Looks great.
Oregon's line did not look great at all. They look. This could be a time to get Oregon right now before they actually get rolling. And maybe end their not end their season, obviously due to the playoff, but it could get them off to where they're not looking at a conference championship in a bye, and they might be having to go on the road in the playoff.
Condog, good to start us off, man. Good leadoff, man, today. Appreciate it. Enjoy the game.
Yes, I will. I got the chips.
I love it, man. Love it. Keep these messages coming. Just had my fraternity brother, Gilly, says, hey, Napes, Gilly here in Cleveland. What's your take on how Deshaun Watson will do this year? Will he be able to elevate his performance to make up for the lack of a running game without Nick Chubb? I got to tell you, Gilly, Deshaun Watson does not look anything like the Deshaun Watson that I was accustomed to seeing in Houston. So I'm going to say, can he? Yeah, he can. I know Sean Salisbury, when he comes on my show, and even last year, thinks he had him as before the start of last year as a top 5 quarterback. He's not a top 5 quarterback right now. It's going to be difficult without Chubb. I think Cleveland's good, Gilly. It is all on the shoulders of Watson. He had a long layoff, all right, and I have not seen the Deshaun Watson that we thought. Look at how good Flacco played. So I'm going to say no, Gilly. I'm going to say no. And Gilly, let me ask you a question. When the hell are you going to move out of Cleveland? All right? All right, Bowling Green, Cleveland, get the hell out of the Buckeye State, would you? Let's go. You're in your mid-60s now, Gilly. Let's pack up the bags and let's go to somewhere nice. Get out of the Mistake on the Lake, would you please? What are you doing living there? You don't have to live there. Retire. Get your ass out of there. Let's go. Let's move out of there. Come on now. Love you, Gilly. Love you. Happy Thursday, says Grant. Thank you very much. Kevin says Watson is a bottom 5 quarterback. He's not a bottom 5 quarterback. That's not fair. He's not a bottom 5 quarterback, but he's got a lot to prove. He's got a lot to prove. And boy, you think Cleveland wish they could go back and do that all over again? Oh my gosh. Wow. I got a question. Can I do a rant on this since I just had my fraternity brother, Gilly? Can we do this? Cody says that Cleveland is favored by 2.5 over Dallas. All right. So here is my Thursday football rant. I've been blessed. Traveled all over the country. NBA for 32 years. Been to a lot of the cities in America. Been to a lot of the college towns in America. Lived in New York, where I grew up on Long Island. Went to college at Bowling Green with Gilly at the Fidel House. How we ever survived that, Lord knows, but we made it. And I moved to Illinois, and then I realized that there truly is a God when I ended up in California. Now, of course, I don't live in California anymore, and a lot of my friends are trying to get the hell out of California, but we'll leave that for another day. All right? My boy Gilly, and most of my fraternity brothers, Flynn Bott, Gilly, Spo, James Welsh, we can go on and on. Sabaggio, I mean, we can go on and on. All right. All my buddies from the fraternity still live in the Cleveland area. And I'm asking, why? Like, if you didn't have to live in Cleveland, would you live in Cleveland and the immediate surrounding area? Think about it. Would you live in that part of the United States if you didn't have to? Gilly doesn't have to live there. Come on. You got a big, big country and world. Move the hell out of America. Go to Costa Rica, Gilly. Go to Panama. Come hang out with me in Thailand when I make my trip over the Pacific from time to time. Go hang out with me in Thailand, Gilly. Let's go. Pack them up. Let's go. You're not going to live forever, Gilly. Go to an area that's nice. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Really? How many times are you going to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? You're going to go to the Brownies games and you're going to freeze your ass off for what? The last part of November and December, and then if they make the playoffs, January. Got a beautiful basketball arena. You got the Tribe, but they don't win anything, Gilly. Get out of there. Let's go. You're not living until 200. Let's pack up the bags. Let's talk to the missus. Let's get the hell out of there. I got to talk to my boy Flynn Bott too. Tell him to get out of there. So again, my rant for today. Why on earth would you live in that part of the country if you didn't have to? Why? Winter starts in October. It goes all the way until what? April or May. You ever watch the Indians play a game in April? It's freaking freezing out there. Snowing, people bundled up. Why would you want to live there if you don't have to? Again, if you don't have a choice, you don't have a choice. But you need to get the hell out of there, Gilly. You and Flynn Bott and the rest of the boys, let's go. Move. Get out of there. Enjoy your freaking life. And that's my rant on your first Thursday of the NFL season. If anyone's going to Patia, I'm down. CD, let's go. Let's go. You want to go to Patia? You let me know. I'll meet you there. When do you want to do it? Give me some dates. Let me look at the travel, and we'll go hang out in Patia. Then I'll tell you what else. We'll go hang out at Koh Larn for the day. We'll take a boat over to Koh Larn, that island, rent a motorbike, go cruising, go to all the beaches. So, yeah, let's go to Patia. Let's do it. I'm down for that. CD, let's go. When you thinking? When you thinking? Cody says maybe he's part of the dog pound. He is part of the dog pound, Cody, but guess what? They got dogs all over the world. So you leave that dog pound, you go get another dog, and you feel like you're in the dog pound. All right? Let's go. Pack your bags. Get out of there. Would you please? He'll be in Hong Kong in November. Come on now. Quick flight to Bangkok. No problem. 2 hours and change. Many flights. Go Cathay Pacific. Go Thai Airways. Go Air Asia. No problem. Fly right into Bangkok. Hour and a half bus for $4.25 from the airport to Pattaya. And before you know it, you're in the land of, I'm not moving back to America. That's the land that is. All right? All right. End of February. And let's see. End of February, the spouse, come on, dude. That's what Patrick said. CD says end of February. And yes, John Tien Beach. There you go. John Tien's fine. I'm all good with that. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let me tell you something about fly, Eagles, fly. The Eagles had their wings cut off last year. All right? So, Taco, which Philadelphia Eagles team am I going to see this year? The team that 2 years ago was in the Super Bowl and almost beat the Chiefs, and who for the first half of last season looked like they were as good as any team in football, and then the Niners went in there and embarrassed them, and then it was embarrassment after embarrassment, week after week. Which Philadelphia team are we going to see on the field coming up this weekend? I don't know. I don't know. I thought Jalen Hurts took a big step back last year. Big step back. So, yeah. Anybody on here been to Cleveland? Say, I went to college in Northwest Ohio for 4 years and went to Cleveland very often. Obviously, went there for 32 years, once a year. And the highlight of going to Cleveland was to see all my buddies. We always used to go to a big lunch or hang out after the game if we were spending the night. Adam says Brazil is going to go crazy for the Packers tomorrow playing the Eagles. Well, why is the game in Brazil? Why is the game in Brazil? All right. Super Bowl Eagle squad. We'll see, Cody. All right. Part 2. Baki over in Belgrade. How are things in Belgrade, Baki? For my brother, California or New York, on vacation or at hard work, NFL or basketball. He is one and only, always on fire without him. We are lonely. Baki, let's go. Pack your bags. Let's come to America. Let's go hang out, buddy. Let's do it. Make a little trip. I'll meet you wherever you're at. All right. Give me a little notice and I'll see what we can do. I'd love to hang out with you, Baki. All right. Brazil's flag is Packers colors. Adam, what color are the Eagles? All right. Mark, and I know they're more like the Packers. I understand. Never been to Cleveland, but want to check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, you know what? I've been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, spend 20 minutes, go to the Rock and Roll, a little more than 20. But then what are you going to do? Going to go down to the landing? You're going to do what John did? If it's not too cold and go to Put in Bay? Gilly, were you at Put in Bay with us on that fraternity trip? Oh my gosh. I slept in the woods with a shirt under my head for a pillow on the ground. And Jim Welsh comes by at like 6 a.m, sees me and another guy, because we didn't have a hotel room, sleeping on the ground in the woods. That was my memory of Put in Bay. Absolutely. Baki needs some Bennett's. Yes, he does. All right. Please. A Super Bowl team, Grant. Saquon Barkley put them over. Really? You kidding me, right? How many games is he going to play this year, Taco? The guy gets hurt getting out of the shower in the morning. And listen, I'm not an anti-Saquon Barkley guy. He's a real pro. Love everything about him, and he's an amazing talent. But he's got to be on the field. All right? Adam says, I want to check out the Drew Carey statue in Cleveland. Go on the internet. Check it out that way. Save yourself the money. All right? Don't go all the way to Cleveland to look at a statue. Just go on the internet, go on YouTube, look at the video. You don't need to go there. You're going to go all the way to Cleveland to look at a statue? Seriously? The hell's wrong with you? Nobody goes to a city to look at a statue. All right? Come on. I don't get it. I don't understand some of my audience want to go to a city to look at a statue. Seriously? Come on now. All right. New Works Plumbing. They've got a fix for you. They're awesome. Plumbing needs, plumbing repairs. Go to sackserviceplumbing.com or call the number on your screen. Remember, folks, they're available around the clock 24/7 for all of your plumbing needs and repairs. That's New Works Plumbing at sackserviceplumbing.com. They've got a fix for you. You got plans this weekend? I got an idea for you. How about your brunch at Bennett's? Great stuff at Bennett's. Love it. I've been there, I think I've 4 or 5 times on this trip. And they've got something for everyone at Bennett's. Really good. Prime seafood and steak. And I love their New York strips. Absolutely great. I order it all the time when I go to Bennett's. Again, Bennett's, prime seafood and steak. You will love it at Bennett's, and you need to check it out.
Serving the freshest handcrafted foods in a warm, convivial setting. Enjoy our weekend bubbles and brunch, an inflation-busting happy hour with handcrafted cocktails offered 7 days a week. Join us Mondays for a wine and dine deal, 2 entrees, 2 salads, and a bottle of wine. We offer a wine list with 60 selections by the glass, and they go great with our handcrafted desserts. As for craving, every day we feature our prime seafood and house-cut steaks. Come enjoy our hospitality. Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Eat well, stay well.
Yes, indeed. Bennett's. Check it out, folks. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com to make a reservation and more. What do you want to talk about today? Got my rant out of the way, thanks to Gilly. All right. I don't know what's worse, Cleveland or Houston, unless you like Strode's and strip malls. I like Houston. I have no problem. Statue of Liberty. That's that. All right, Patrick, you got me there. You would go to New York to see that statue. That I would agree. All right. I would. Absolutely right. Rhino says Adam is on vacation like Forrest Gump's dad. He is in Wisco. He just played golf today. Told me he played 18 pain-free. I'm like, good for you, buddy. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, I don't know when he's coming back, man. I don't know when Rhino's coming back to Newark. I don't know. Maybe he'll just stay there. He looks like he's got a good spot, but you don't want to stay there when the winter comes. I can guarantee you that. Oh, no, you don't want to be on Lake Michigan in December, January, and February. No, Nope. I'll never forget this. We were playing the Bucks, and we were coming. I can't even remember where we were coming from, but our plane landed at like 1 a.m, and the actual temperature was 5 below zero, and it was snowing. And I remember walking from the plane, from the plane to the bus. You got to walk down the stairs. You walk maybe 20 paces, and you're on the bus. And I texted Scott Pollard, and I said, just landed in Milwaukee. Who the hell would live here if you didn't have to? And he responded, somebody's got to make the beer. And I'm like, why didn't I think of that? You're right. Somebody's got to stay there to make the beer. Perfect response. So I was never going to make fun of Milwaukee again for people that live there. Somebody has to make the beer. Absolutely. Riley, having a stake in New York compared to Cleveland. Greatest story ever from Charles Davis. Talking about Toot Shores. Great restaurant right next to Madison Square Garden. And great steaks. Anyway, the manager walked over to a guy that was sitting at the bar who was having a steak. Said, sir, how are you enjoying your steak? Said, it's great, but, I'm from Cleveland and it costs $10 or $10 or $15 more than I have to pay for the same exact steak in Cleveland. And the manager said to the guy, he said, that's very true. But after you have your steak, you go to sleep and you wake up, you're still in Cleveland. Yeah. You want to have your steak in New York City, across the street from Madison Square Garden at Toot Shores? Or do you want to save $10 and wake up and be in Cleveland? Perfect. Baki says Ryan is getting ready for the King season. He knows it would take a lot of nerves for the regular part. Yeah, you know what? He's good. He'll be here. Not worried about Rhino. All right, so who do you like tonight? Ravens, Chiefs. I'm taking the Ravens. I think that I just hope it's a good game. And, no, I did a rant on this today. Can we please stop it with Taylor Swift nonsense? I don't care. I don't care. Like, I really care that Kelsey is with Travis Swift or Taylor Swift. I don't care. Who the hell cares? Amazing. Grant, I need the story on Willie Cauley-Stein. I personally really like Willie on the Kings, and I know a lot of people were curious as to why he didn't play well consistently. Any thoughts, Dorian? I love Willie. Liked him as a person. Used to talk to him all the time. I don't know. There were times when he looked really good, and then there were times when he just didn't. Being a professional athlete and being good is about consistency. It's not being great. It's about being consistent. It's so that the coach can count on you, so that the coach knows that when he puts you into the game, he pretty much knows what's going to happen, how you're going to perform. With Willie, it was like a box of chocolates. You never knew. That was the problem. I like Willie. I like him personally. Used to love talking with Willie. And we had a really good friendship, partnership when I was with the Kings. All right. I feel the Yankees are underperforming this year and won't do well in the playoffs due to their bullpen and weak roster. Brian Cashman. I need to say nothing else. All right. Rich, how are things in San Diego, buddy? Where's your next trip, Rich? Says, I'm taking the Ravens as well. Where are you going next, Rich? I think you said you're going on a boys' trip, right? No misses on this trip. Be careful, Rich. All right? Because your wife does everything for you. Be careful. I'm referring to a story that came out in regards to his addiction. I didn't even read the story, so I'm not even aware of it. But whatever he's dealing with, I wish him the very best. All right, here we are. Thursday night football, week 1, game in Brazil, college football, the NFL on Sunday and Monday. Cannot freaking wait for kickoff tonight. I'm actually going to be watching the game with a big Chiefs fan, so I can't tell. Hey, Knight, I know you're watching right now. I'm not going to root for the Ravens, all right? I'm just saying I think they're going to win. I'll root for your Chiefs because I'm in your house and I don't want to piss you off. But I think the Ravens are going to win. But I will be rooting for your Chiefs. Now, I'm not wearing red, I'm not wearing, my red clothes. I'm not going to go that far, but I'll root for your Chiefs. I like the Chiefs. I like their organization. All right. Says Willie Cauley Stein got addicted to pain meds. He's better now. I'm happy to hear that. Yes. Chili Dog, Cashman needs to be fired, Grant. I've been saying that for 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. Do I think the Raiders can beat the Chargers? Yeah, I think they can. I don't think they will. But yeah, of course they can. Absolutely. Did you see what Davante Adams said yesterday? A report about, what was it? Was it Deshaun Jackson that said he's miserable, doesn't want to be there? And he said, that's absolutely stupid. I've never even talked to him. I don't know what he's talking about. That's totally untrue. That's been going around for over a year now. It's been going on for over a year. Enough already. Enough. Hey, I want to tell you about Sunrise Landing in Colusa. And if you go to ColusaSunrise.com, you can check out everything you need to know about Sunrise Landing. Many models to choose from, no Mellorews, no homeowners. Great location. It's across the street from the Colusa Golf and Country Club. And it's, easy to get to I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20. Just go to ColusaSunrise.com. You can check out everything by again, ColusaSunrise.com. And that is Sunrise Landing from Blazona Development in beautiful Colusa, Sunrise Landing. All right. So we got week 1. We've got Friday night NFL football, college football, NFL. If you don't like football, what the hell would you do this weekend? Seriously. This is like a perfect weekend beginning tonight. You can tell I'm upbeat. I'm pumped up. I can't wait. I'm just so happy. I don't know if I'll feel that way after watching the Giants prevent offense on Sunday against the Vikings. But, oh, yeah, that's right. Don't forget tennis. Baki, what's wrong with me? You're exactly right. Navarro, she is playing perfect striking tennis. Yep. I've been watching out of the U.S. Open, Baki. Absolutely. Really enjoyed that. It's good stuff. Off to the fall foliage in New England with the missus at the end of the month, 2-week trip. Yeah, you're going to love it. I'll tell you, being in that area of the country during the fall, I don't know if there's a better area to be in. It's spectacular, Absolutely. I mean, it is. You're going to love it, Rich. You're going to love it. You will absolutely love it. I hope you have good weather, buddy. I really do. But you will love it. Absolutely. Cody says, I got the Raiders win also. Good battle on the lines. We'll see. Jim Harbaugh's debut. Going to be a lot of eyes on that game for sure. Going to be a lot of eyes on that game. I think I picked the Chargers in the pool. I have to go back and look, but I think they did that. Let's see here. Padres are going to sweep the Tigers tonight in San Diego. I don't care, Rich. I don't care. I don't care about baseball. Screw baseball. It's so boring. The bummer with the NFL is that we're going to blink and the regular season is halfway. Then you know what, Adam? Don't blink. Keep your freaking eyes open. Do not blink. If you don't blink, it will last longer. I always have good advice for my viewers right here on if you don't like that. Don't blink. Don't blink. All right? Grant, just a second. I'm going to write something. All right, Baki. You do what you got to do, buddy. You do what you got to do. All right, so I think if I could only watch one game other than the Giants this weekend, I would watch the Monday night game. I cannot wait to see Aaron Rodgers and the Jets and see if they look like a formidable team. All right? Getting Trent Williams back is big. I don't know if he's going to be 100% or how many snaps he's going to be on a pitch count, but I am very much looking forward to that game. I'm going to look at something right here while I'm talking. If you could only watch one game this weekend, other than your favorite team, because that goes without saying, other than your favorite team, which game would you watch this week? And not college, NFL. All right. What are you going to watch? I'm watching Monday Night Football. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to watch that game and see where we're at. All right. So here's a big part of this game. Remember, we said first day of the injury report for the 49ers because they're playing on Monday. Christian McCaffrey. Kyle Shanahan said McCaffrey will be a limited participant today. That was from Eric Branch of San Francisco Chronicle. Let me tell you something. If McCaffrey is questionable and is not effective, I don't think the 49ers will win this game. Do you think the 49ers are going to be able to beat the Jets with an ineffective Christian McCaffrey? And here's the other deal. Are you going to chance playing McCaffrey this early in the season when you don't have to? That's the part that I don't know. All right? That would make me a little nervous. All right. After you watch 35 years of NFL and NBA, after seeing everything bad and great in sport, I can see you are 120% excited about the start of the new season of the NFL. This is what we call sport beauty. Well, first of all, Baki, I need to correct you. It's not 35 years of watching the NFL. It is 62 years of watching the NFL. I went to my first ever game in 1962 at Yankee Stadium. My dad took me to a Giants game at age 3. And then at age 4, I went to every game at home of the Giants and most home games of the Jets until I went to college. So you're a little bit off on the years there. Not 35, 62. I've been watching the National Football League for 62 years. I watched Jim Brown play at Yankee Stadium. I watched Johnny Unitas play. All right? I watched Bubba Paris play. I watched all of those great players, Roger Staubach, and I can go on and on. Dick Butkus, right? Watch them all. Just pure blessing for my childhood to watch all of those great players. Joe Namath, hated the Jets, but went to all their games. Fran Tarkenton, right? Great running backs. Tony Dorsett, Calvin Hill. Hate to mention the Cowboys, but I have to do it. Walter Payton. I can go on and on. Payton later on, I watched him from the field in Chicago when I was working there, standing on the field in December at Soldier Field, freezing your ass off. But yeah. Baki says, sorry, it was a keyboard error. I was to write 65. Thank you, Baki. I appreciate that. All right. Folks, thank you so much. I got to calm down a little bit. I got a little lather going because I'm so pumped up for this game. I'm pumped up for football season. I cannot wait. Spider Larkart, number 43. Good job right there. Number 43. Patrick, good job right there. Good old Spider Larkart. Love it. You know, love it. Remember who else was in that backfield from Spider, number 43? How about Willie Williams, number 41, back in the 60s and the very early 70s? Spider Larkart, number 43. Willie Williams, number 41. You remember Pete Athos, number 45? How about that line back then? Jack Gregory, Fred Dreyer, and John Mendenhall, number 64. Great nose tackle. Dreyer, Jack Gregory, number 81. John Mendenhall, number 64. Then you got Brad Van Pelt, a little bit after that. But Spider Larkart, one of my favorite players, along with Tucker Fredrickson, number 24. Remember him? Bobby Duhan, 28. Homer Jones, number 45. Bob Tucker, tight end in the 60s, 38. Great tight end. Del Schaffner, who I watched catch a ball in 1962 as a 3-year-old right in front of me, number 85. Yeah. Good job there, Patrick. Good job right there. Absolutely. I'm not a fan, though, of the team, but I can tell you their entire starting lineup in the 60s. I didn't follow them. Those were the days. Giants were terrible when I was a kid. God, they were awful. Defense, they were always good on defense. Always had a good defense. But Fran Tarkenton to Homer Jones was a good combination. Homer Jones, number 45, who just passed away last year. He was the second fastest man in the NFL next to Bob Hayes. Boy, could Homer run. He was good. Fran scrambling because the line sucked. But he would find number 45, good old Homer Jones. All right. I got to calm down here. I got to get ready. You got your bags packed yet? Getting your ass out of Cleveland? Do me a favor, Gilly. Come on, let's go. Get out of there. Thank you, everybody. Quick show today. I got to get ready for the start of football season. I appreciate all of you. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. It is football season. Yes. Sean Salisbury, Tuesday, 3 o'clock. 3. Right here on If You Don't Like That. We'll talk about the entire football weekend on Tuesday. Have a great evening, everybody. Enjoy the game. Thanks for joining us right here on If You Don't Like That.